Hi, I'm Shawn Reed, and this is Lisa Reed, my lovely wife. And we're going to talk about Sascha and Stephanie Chatman and the Chatman Realty Group. And we wanted to tell you a little bit about how we met Sascha. It was at the leadership conference at the Potter's House, Fort Worth. After the conference was done, they set up booth, and Sascha and Stephanie were out there. And they started handing out their business cards and talking to people about real estate. And we were thinking about moving. We weren't really sure at that time, but we took their information, talked with them, and we kind of really hit it off. And it was more like a friendship was being built at that time. And so one day we decided to give them a call. But I want to give a little backdrop because the first time I actually met Sascha or saw Sascha was our very first Sunday at the church. And we were sitting back off in the corner somewhere, and they were sitting right in front of us. And he had his laptop open, and he was looking at houses. And I was like, man, this guy's really dedicated. But I didn't know what he was doing, but he was dedicated to something. And so anyway, looking at houses, and I'm like, man, this guy's really on his game. And then we met him at the conference. And then it led to us beginning to talk with him. And in that showed us how much dedication he has toward his clients, because he really puts in the work to get you into the home that you really do want and you desire. And it's your dream home, your first home. If you wanted to be what is it? What you call that? A business type thing, venture.
And believe me, it wasn't easy with this guy because his list was long and high. Yes.
Yeah, just a little bit. I just figured if we're going to move, we're going to get what we want. And so the process began. And as we began to look at the homes and everything, he began to really school us in how to get the best out of our home that we were selling and what to look for in a home that we were wanting. And he said, don't cut corners. So when he said that, that's my cue to get what I want. And I did. We did. My bad. We did. Because I made sure my box was checked. And then she looked and made sure her boxes were checked. And boom, voila, we're here.
Well, it wasn't that simple, but he did make it easy. So, he came and he educated us on what the process would be, what to look for in the new home, what we needed to fix or update in our old home, which we had already did some updates, so that wasn't too hard. But what we had to do to put our house on the market and what we needed to do to purchase our home, and we wanted to do them simultaneously. He handled both of those things for us. He did a great job educating us on what to look for. And we thought we wanted a resale, but when everything came out, we actually needed a new property, a new build. And I did not want to build at all. No. But he was able to help us find a property that was perfect for us. And so here we are. It's been a year now. And
a year and 5 months.
And
right.
We love our home. And we're glad that we chose this, and we're glad that he took the time to show us this property, because it's totally the opposite direction from where we wanted to be. We had our list, and we had our our perimeters where we didn't want to go past. And when we just couldn't decide, and we got priced out of one home because, this one wanted all the upgrades. He's like, you know what? I have this property. Let me show you this. And we looked at it, was like, oh my gosh.
Hold on.
That's it.
Hold on. That is not accurate. I looked at it and I said, Sascha, this is the house. Why didn't you show us this one in the first place? Because he was showing it to someone else, and he said he didn't do that. But I then showed it to her. I said, look at these pictures. And she was like, it's nice. It's nice. And then one day I said, okay, I'll tell you what, Sascha, show us this home tomorrow. We want to see this home tomorrow. So she came in. We looked around. She had to get back to the church because they had praise and worship rehearsal for Wednesday night. And it was a Tuesday. So she came in, walked through the home, and she was going to walk out the door. And she looked at Sascha, write up the contract. This is it. See y'all. And walked out the door. But, I knew it from just looking at it because it had all my boxes checked. Boom, 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 boom. And then when she came in, all her boxes were checked. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. But he did make it easy.
He did make it easy.
And even after all that, now I I am going to school to become a real estate agent, and I will be working with Sascha. So
yes, and that's
look forward
something.
to that.
How how God does things. Because even though we're putting all of this in Sascha, there was a great combination. Because I know God was looking out for us. Because the house we were looking at initially, we priced ourselves out of. Because God wanted to put us in this one. Had everything we wanted at the price that we wanted. And we attribute that to our Father in heaven and divinely linking us up with Sascha Chatman in the Realty Group.
All righty. Thanks. That's all we got to say.